Hello and welcome to Pitboards and Podiums with me, Maya Westwick. In today's episode, we are going to be doing the track guide ahead of the 2024 Miami Grand Prix, so buckle up and let's talk F1. Alright guys, so as I said, today I'm going to be giving you all of the information that you're going to need ahead of the Miami Grand Prix this weekend. So let's crack right on and talk about the timings for this weekend. So on Friday, it is a sprint weekend. On Friday, we've got the first and only practice session of the weekend at 12:30 p.m. local time, which is 5:30 p.m. here in the UK. We've then got sprint qualifying at 4:30 p.m. local time or 9:30 p.m. in the UK. And then on Saturday morning, we've got the sprint race. That is happening at 12 p.m. local time, 5 p.m. here in the UK. And qualifying for the main race will take place at 4 p.m. local time, 9 p.m. in the UK. On Sunday, lights out for the race will be at 4 p.m. local time, 9 p.m. in the UK. So it's a bit of a big contrast to the last few races for us here in the UK. Instead of waking up early, we can have a lovely little Sunday and then settle down, watch the race, and go to bed. Gorgeous. So some stats now about the Grand Prix and about the circuit of the Miami International Autodrome. It's a 57 lap race around 5.412 kilometre or 3.362 mile circuit. There are 19 turns, 7 to the right and 12 to the left, and it is an anti-clockwise temporary street circuit set in the grounds of the Hard Rock Stadium complex. There are 3 DRS detection points and 3 DRS zones, so each zone has its own detection point. They are the start-finish straight, the part of the track between the exit of turn 9 and turn 11. Obviously that's not really a straight because there is technically a turn in there, but it's not one that DRS would make them have an accident with. It's a very minimal turn, that's why there's a DRS zone there. It's basically a straight, and the longest straight on the circuit between turn 16 and 17. The race distance is 191.612 miles or 308.326 kilometres, and of course for the sprint race it's got to be at least 100 kilometres, so we can expect about 19 or so laps of racing. The first F1 race was held in Miami in 2022, so this will be the third time that we've raced in Miami. And the previous pole sitters in 2022 was Charles Leclerc, and in 2023 was Sergio Perez, and the previous winners both years have been Max Verstappen. The current race lap record is 1 minute 29.708 seconds, set by Max Verstappen in 2023 on lap 56 of the race, and the qualifying lap record is 1 minute 26.814 seconds, set by Max Verstappen during Q2 in 2023, because as I'm going to tell you in a moment, he was not able to set a qualifying lap in Q3, but based on the pace that he had for the rest of qualifying, he would have easily put it on pole last year. Pole position is situated on the left hand side of the track, which is the outside down to turn 1, and the tyre compounds available to the teams this weekend are the C2, C3 and C4 tyres, so the middle 3 tyres in the Pirelli range, which are the same tyres that we had last week in China as well. And the tyres that are on offer this weekend are also the same as the ones that they used last year. Support series this weekend include the F1 Academy. It is round 2 of the F1 Academy season, the Porsche Carrera Cup North America and the Masters Historic. And of course, all of the F1 Academy action is going to be on the Sky F1 channel as well, for those of you who watch Formula 1 through Sky. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of context from last year's race. So the finishing order for the race last year, Max Verstappen, as I've said, won the race. He had a race time of 1 hour, 27 minutes and 38.241 seconds. As I've already said as well, he holds the lap record, so as you can probably guess, he set the fastest lap last year, as I've said, on lap 56, which was a 1 minute 29.708 second lap. Then Sergio Perez was in P2, he was 5.384 seconds behind Verstappen, and we have Fernando Alonso completing the podium, 26.305 seconds behind Verstappen. The rest of the point finishers were George Russell in P4, Carlos Sainz P5, Lewis Hamilton P6, Charles Leclerc P7, Pierre Gasly P8, Esteban Ocon P9 and Kevin Magnussen in P10. Carlos Sainz did get a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but that didn't affect his position when it came to the end because they were relatively spread out. His race time with the penalty was 10 seconds behind George Russell, and then Lewis Hamilton was another 9 seconds behind him. The rest of the finishers were Yuki Tsunoda P11, Lance Stroll P12, Valtteri Bottas P13, Alex Albon P14, Nico Hulkenberg P15, Zhou Guanyu P16, Lando Norris P17, Nick de Vries P18, Piastri P19 a lap down, and Sargent P20 also a lap down. And the qualifying order for the race last year, as I've said, was Sergio Perez on pole. His pole time was 1 minute 26.841 seconds, which was considerably faster than the year before. So potentially we're going to see faster laps again this year. Who knows? Then Alonso qualified in P2, Sainz P3, Magnussen P4, very good for him. Gasly P5, Russell P6, Leclerc P7. Leclerc did actually crash at turn 6, which ended Q3 with a red flag, and Q3 wasn't started again at that point, which is why Verstappen was unable to set a lap time. So hopefully Leclerc will not be doing that again this year, because obviously it was not ideal. It really was not ideal for him. He still qualified P7, but he could have qualified a lot higher up than that if he didn't crash. We had Esteban Ocon in P8. Verstappen was P9 as he was not able to complete a lap, and Valtteri Bottas was P10 because he wasn't able to do one either. But Verstappen had already kind of been out there and got not a proper qualifying lap under his belt, but he'd got an out lap, so he had some sort of time, and Valtteri Bottas didn't have anything. Then the rest of the field was Albon P11, Hulkenberg P12, Hamilton P13, which of course was a bit of a shock last year, Zhou P14, De Vries P15, Norris P16, Tsunoda P17, Stroll P18, Piastri P19 and Sargent P20. This was of course when McLaren was still really not doing very well last year, but of course they did massively improve that in the second half of the season. And going into Miami this year, McLaren are bringing a big upgrade package, so potentially we could be looking at some very good points, podiums, wins maybe, who knows, for the McLaren boys. So as well as Charles Leclerc last year, there was also a moment in qualifying where in Q2 Sergio Perez hit the wall at turn 4. He made contact with the wall, but luckily for him his car was undamaged. And as I said earlier, Charles Leclerc basically from turn 6 all the way to where he actually stopped in turn 7, he just did not have control of his car, and unfortunately he spun out and hit the wall, and that was his qualifying over. And also Max Verstappen's qualifying over, and also Valtteri Bottas's. Well, it was everyone's qualifying over, but it meant that some people were more affected by that. This year, we can expect the race to be a one-stop strategy for the teams, as that has historically been pretty much the general consensus, unless obviously safety cars are involved, or, you know, if anyone has any incidents that means they have to go into the pits too early or later on in the race. Generally, we can expect to see just the one pit stop. So that is everything that I was going to let you know ahead of the Miami Grand Prix. Just a little short one for you today. I hope it's been useful. I hope it's been helpful, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do let me know. Like, rate, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Share the podcast. I would really, really appreciate it. And do come and join me over on the Pitboards and Podiums TikTok. It has actually now been almost an entire year. I think by the time I've posted this, it will have been an entire year since I started the TikTok, which is really exciting. And it's really cool that, now that I've finished uni and I'm just living my life, I'm able to kind of move things around and make this a priority for myself and really work on this and build this, and that's really exciting for me. So I just thought I'd share that. Thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you again very soon, and I hope you enjoy the race weekend. I hope you enjoy the F1 Academy as well if you choose to watch that. I don't know why you wouldn't. Support women in motorsports. So yeah, have a beautiful few days, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!